Welcome to this Tutor to You Sociology topic video on media. In this video we're going to look at the work of Henry Jenkins on convergence culture. Henry Jenkins is a significant figure in media and communication studies, particularly for his work on new media. His 2005 work, Convergence Culture, Jenkins discusses the idea of convergence culture, a key concept that helps to explain how new media has transformed the way that people produce, share and consume media content. In a world increasingly shaped by digital technology, Jenkins' ideas have become essential in understanding the relationship between media, culture and society. The central theme of Jenkins' work is the concept of convergence. He explains that media convergence is not just about technological changes, but involves shifts in how content is created and distributed across various platforms. In the past, different forms of media, like television, radio and print, were mostly separate from one another. However, due to the rise of digital technology and the internet, media platforms have started to merge. Jenkins argues that convergence is driven by consumers, who actively engage with and shape the media rather than passively consuming it. One of the key points Jenkins makes is that convergence is a cultural shift as much as it is a technological one. It changes the relationship between media producers and consumers, allowing for greater participation from audiences. He calls this the rise of participatory culture, which we'll discuss later in this video. Before the rise of new media companies had a lot of control over what content was available and how it was consumed. Consumers had limited interaction with media. They watched television, read newspapers or listened to music, without much ability to change or contribute to the content. Jenkins argues that this model has changed dramatically with the development of new media. In a digital age, content can be produced and distributed across multiple platforms. For example, a movie can be watched in theatres, streamed on Netflix, and discussed on social media. This is part of convergence, the idea that different forms of media now work together and interact in ways that were not possible before. Jenkins uses the example of transmedia storytelling to explain this. Transmedia storytelling means that a story can be told across multiple platforms and formats. For example, a movie might have a video game, a comic book and a website, all contributing to the overall story in different ways. This shift has given more power to consumers because they can now decide when, where and how to interact with media content. Rather than being controlled by media companies, consumers can actively shape their media experiences. One of Jenkins' most important contributions is his discussion of participatory culture. He argues that the rise of the internet and social media has created new ways for people to participate in media production. In the past, media was produced by a small group of professionals and consumed by a passive audience. Today, thanks to new media technologies, audiences have more opportunities to create, share and remix content. For example, fans of a TV show can create their own fan fiction, produce YouTube videos or discuss the show on social media. This is a form of participatory culture, where audiences become active participants in the media landscape rather than passive consumers. Jenkins points out that this kind of audience participation is not new. People have always interacted with media in various ways, but new media technologies have greatly expanded the possibilities for participation. Jenkins argued that this participatory culture has led to the rise of prosumers, a term that combines the word producer and consumer. Prosumers are individuals who both create and consume media content. For example, someone might watch a movie and then create a blog post or a video review about it. This shift blurs the line between professional and amateur content creators. Jenkins also introduces the idea of collective intelligence. He argues that new media allows individuals to pool their knowledge and resources to solve problems or create content together. This means that no one person has all of the answers, but by working together, people can achieve a deeper understanding of complex issues. An example of collective intelligence can be seen in fan communities, where fans of a particular TV show, movie, or video game share information and ideas online. Jenkins notes that this collective intelligence is often used to analyse media content, find hidden meanings, and even solve mysteries within a story. Jenkins also argues that collective intelligence can have political and social implications. For example, online communities have been able to organise protests, create petitions, and raise awareness about social issues. This shows how new media can be used not only for entertainment, but also for social change. Although Jenkins highlights the power of consumers in shaping media content, he also points out that media companies still play a significant role. They may encourage participatory culture, but they also seek to control it. For example, while companies might benefit from fan communities that promote their products, they might also try to limit or regulate how fans use their intellectual property. Jenkins argues that there is a tension between the power of media companies and the power of audiences in the age of new media. On one hand, audiences have more control over media content than ever before. On the other hand, media companies still try to maintain control over their products. Jenkins' work on new media helps us to understand how digital technologies have transformed media production, distribution, and consumption. Through concepts like convergence culture, participatory culture, and collective intelligence, Jenkins shows how the relationship between media producers and consumers has shifted. Consumers are no longer passive recipients of media, but are active participants who shape and contribute to the media landscape. This shift has both positive and negative implications, as it empowers audiences whilst also raising questions about control and regulation. Overall, Jenkins' work provides valuable insights into the evolving role of media in society. That concludes this Tutor to You Sociology topic video on media, looking at the work of Henry Jenkins and convergence culture. Thanks for watching.